Today we're making my favorite empanadas. Beef empanadas. Mama B, she knows what she's doing. She knows the dealio.
We both grew up eating it, so this is my version that I'm making. I'm sure that all the Latin Americans have their own version of empanadas, but this is how we love to eat it.
Okay, so obviously you're starting with a ton of onions and you're just chopping them as small as possible?
Yes. I'm gonna make about 2 pounds of meat.
Okay.
So I have about 8 onions. So if you're making a pound, maybe 3 or 4 onions. I like a lot of onions in the empanadas. Depending on how much you like, that's how many you put, but I put a lot.
Okay. Everyone's gonna have stank breath, but it's okay because it's worth it.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. You can never put too many onions. I'm telling you, this is the real deal right here. There's like 800 onions in this thing. So okay, for 2 pounds of meat, you have how many onions?
I have 8, but that's because I'm making a lot of empanadas. Like I'm making some for us, for celebrating my mom's birthday. I'm gonna take some for our friends at CrossFit.
Ooh!
So that's why I'm making a lot of meat, but you don't need to make 2 pounds for yourselves.
So 2 pounds of meat and lots of onions.
Yeah. I'm putting some olive oil.
Okay.
And there are people who will say you don't cook with olive oil, but I like to put olive oil with my onions, and I've always done that, and it's fine. So I don't have the heat super high, I have it on medium because I want the onions to sweat out and get cooked. And I don't want them to burn, so I don't want brown onions. I just want them to cook down, but I want them to stay white.
Yeah, you don't want to burn the onions.
No, I don't like burned onions because it changes the taste and the flavor of it. So I stay here and I keep stirring them around, making sure they don't get burnt. And it's on medium.
On medium heat.
heat.
How long does a batch of onions like this take?
I'm gonna say maybe 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Because I'm not putting the heat really high.
Okay.
So you're gonna see the difference from this to when they're actually cooked.
The whole house is gonna smell like onions. I'm gonna smell like onions for like 3 days, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm telling you, they're so good.
The onions are the heart and soul of the empanada.
That's right.
Or is it the meat?
So I'm gonna smell like heart and soul for the next 3 days. Well, the meat is a heart and soul too. So the meat and the onions. So I like the smell of meat and onions. I don't mind smelling like meat and onions. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not gonna get chased by any bears or anything. How are your eyes not burning right now?
Because I cook on a regular basis.
Why are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me or are you laughing with me?
I'm laughing at you.
Okay.
You need to cook more often.
You should be laughing with me.
More often than never.
What? You know what? I
that
cook.
A thing?
I cook. I cook. I cook. I cook eggs.
You don't cook. Okay, show my onions now.
Show your onions.
So see how they're nice and they're cooking down.
Yes.
They're not caramelized. That's not the flavor I'm going for. They're just cooked onions.
What does caramelized mean?
It's when they're brown and
just like overcooked?
Well, not overcooked, but there's recipes that called for caramelized onions. This is not one of them.
Brown. You just need them like slightly cooked.
Right.
Okay,
and see how I keep turning because I don't want them to sit in the heat.
Yeah, and this has been turning for what?
10-15 minutes.
10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
My eyes have been burning for like 20 minutes. Okay? So they need to figure out how to fix this whole onion burning eye thing because it's, you know.
Okay. And if you find that your onions are sticking, you can take a tiny bit of water. Not a lot. You can take a tiny bit of water and put it in there.
Alright.
To make sure that the onions don't stick to the pan, okay?
Right. So just a little bit.
Just a little bit. This is how I want the onions.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna add the meat.
That is a lot of meat. Lean ground beef, 2 pounds.
Yeah, and like I said, like no one is gonna make this much meat.
Wow,
it's because
that's a lot of meat.
I am making a ton of empanadas.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna remove it.
A lot of meat eaters. So, take it off the heat.
Yeah. And that is because I plan to make a lot of empanadas. My son wants to take some to school for his teacher.
So that he can get better grades, I think.
No, it's because he loves her.
When I was a kid, I would have had to bring my teacher like at least 2 dozen empanadas. You know what I'm saying? Can we make one giant meatball one day?
Yeah, no, because then the middle wouldn't cook. I'm just mixing the meat down, and it's gonna start to cook with the onions, and I'm gonna start to add my seasonings.
Okay, what's in the seasonings, Mama B?
So first, some salt. I use sea salt. You can use regular salt if you want.
So you can basically add as much or as little salt as you want.
Yeah, sorry, I don't do measurements. I just kind of eyeball it.
You just kind of eyeball it.
Paprika. I love paprika and everything. So I put quite a bit of that.
Paprika for the freekas. Oh, that's a nice paprika you got there.
Well, don't forget, this is a lot of meat.
Yeah. So you got 2 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
And so you got to put in a lot of paprika.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cumin.
Cumin.
I think this is also a heart and soul for empanadas.
Oh yeah, cumin is a nice. Okay, so you don't want to toss a ton of cumin in there.
No,
so not
it's
as
very
much as,
powerful.
Not as much as you did the paprika.
No.
Okay, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Cumin for the humans.
Okay. And then black pepper.
And there you go. Just a little bit of black pepper, right? You didn't...
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Cool.
I put adobo.
Okay.
This is from Uruguay, but you can also put oregano or any Italian seasoning or anything like that. This is nice because it has a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And it gives it a really nice flavor.
Adobo.
Adobo.
Adobo. Cumin. Adobo for the lobos. Sea salt, black pepper. That's black pepper. And this is paprika.
Yeah.
All right. Paprika for the freekas. And now you're mixing it all up. Mm-hmm. Just mix it up nice and slowly.
Yeah.
Don't let it burn, so you gotta make sure you're stirring it. Okay, so let's get a close-up of that meat. Paprika for the freekas! Paprika for the freekas! Paprika for the freekas! Paprika for the... Are you trying to scare me? You're trying to hide around like... You are trying to scare me. This is the little monkey, if you didn't know. Here's a little monkey. We're making empanadas, and the little monkeys are... They're hungry for empanadas.
So I turned up the heat now, because I want to make sure that the meat cooks very, very well. So it's not the same heat as the onions. I turned it up to about 3/4 up. And now you can hear it bubbling because the meat actually expels some liquid. So it helps everything to cook nicely.
Okay.
And again, I'm not letting it sit to cook. I keep stirring. So nothing gets burned, nothing sits at the bottom of the pan. Can you hear that? See those bubbles? See? It's juicy.
Meat and onions. What's your meat and onions face? Is that your meat and onions face? Do you want to see?
No, that's my, what are you talking about face?
Okay, this is my meat and onions face. Is it cute?
Really? You should be paying attention to learn how to do this. To make it for me one day.
Speaking of turning up the heat, I am learning. I know how to make empanadas, Mama B.
You don't know how to make... Never mind.
I don't know how to make empanadas.
See how it's starting to get 3/4 cooked? Okay, you still see some pieces that need cooking. All right, now I add white wine.
Do you need to add white wine?
No, you don't need to add white wine, but I have been adding white wine for years, and it works for me. I like the flavor with the meat, and I let this sit overnight.
A little bit of white wine for flavoring.
When you cook with alcohol, the alcohol evaporates. What's left behind is the actual flavor.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
And what will also happen is when you bite into the empanada, it won't be like dry meat in there. It'll be nice juicy beef.
Aha.
So that's also
So the wine keeps it juicy. Okay,
right.
A little bit of wine.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, you got 2 pounds of meat in there, so it's definitely
a
little bit of wine there. But the alcohol evaporates, so you don't actually taste the alcohol from the wine because the alcohol is gone.
And now that there's liquid in there, now I can really turn up the heat.
Turn it up. Taste test, Mama B.
I'm gonna add a little bit more paprika.
Okay.
And more cumin. These are the seasonings that I like. Again, I'm sure all the Latin Americans have their version, their seasonings that they like to put, but this is what I like to put, and I get a lot of compliments on my empanadas when people eat them. And that's all I use. I'm gonna let this cool down. I'm gonna cover it and put it in the fridge overnight. I like this to be nice and cold, so when I'm making the empanadas, the beef is cold, and all the juices from the wine are not flowing out of the dough when I'm putting it together. So this is gonna go overnight in the fridge.
Overnight in the fridge. There it is. Let it sit in the fridge overnight.
It's the next day and I'm ready to build my empanadas now. I just took out the meat from the fridge and you'll see what it looks like. And see, it's not runny, it's hard, the mixture is solid, so it's gonna be easy to make the empanadas now. This is my empanada building station.
Ooh.
I have hard-boiled eggs. I boiled a ton of eggs and peeled them. These are olives with no seeds inside, but I have eaten empanadas that have the seeds inside the olives. I got my meat. I have a bowl with water in case I need water to seal the empanada. And these are the doughs. So I don't make my own dough. It's a ton of work to make your own dough. And these are known as the tapas de empanadas, or the dough that you fill the empanada with. And this is a little bit greasier than like pizza dough. It's a little bit greasier and oilier, and that's why it's so yummy and good. And these are great because they're individually wrapped. So wherever you live, try going to a Latin grocery store, bakery, and ask them if they have the dough or the tapas to make empanadas. And so this is what I use and they're amazing.
Tapas.
So this is where I get comfortable. I just sit here and I listen to music. And I have my pan here ready with some parchment paper ready for the oven.
For the assembly, what? For the assembled empanadas?
Yes. So I take some mixture.
So just like a spoonful of mixture?
Yeah, so I try to put as much as I can because I remember being a kid and eating empanadas and there was just like this much beef and a tiny piece of egg and it used to drive me crazy. So now that I'm an adult and I'm able to make my own empanadas, I put as much meat as possible and a nice big piece of egg. So the egg I cut into, I would say 8 pieces. And so I put 1 piece of egg, 1 olive. Of course, my hands are very, very clean. I wash them. And now I seal it. So see, I'm gonna wet a little bit here and push everything down with my hand. And first I'm gonna gently push it down with my fingers. And now here is the special technique to seal it.
Now that's special. That'll keep the meat from flying out.
That's right, because you don't want anything to come out while it's cooking. And there it's sealed. Actually exists machines that you can buy or little devices that seal it for you. And I've tried those and I didn't like them. So that's why I do it like this. Old-fashioned style.
Shbam! 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 Bam! Shbam! Boom! Shbam! Bam! What? Now that's a skill right there. What? Shbam! 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 Oh.
Here are the empanadas. They're ready to be popped in the oven. There's just a couple of more steps to do. First is we're gonna do an egg wash to go over them. Okay, so we're gonna beat.
Beat those eggs, Mama B.
I just added a tiny bit of water. I'm gonna grab my brush. Brush the egg wash.
Give it a little gold. It's like it's gonna give it that golden shininess.
I love that yellow color.
That golden shininess. Nice.
So that's the last one. And right before they go into the oven, we are going to pop a few holes on the top of each empanada to let the steam out. And done. They're ready to go into the oven. I put the oven at 400. It's nice and hot.
400.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep an eye on these.
Don't worry guys, you'll be out soon. We promise. Mwah. The smell is incredible coming out of this oven.
Ready?
Yes. Oh, wow.
Look at that beautiful color. Look at that color. Look at that.
Wow.
Beautiful. That's exactly what you want.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. Ooh. How's the empanada, Slick Rick? Huh? Slickety Slick? Do you put some hot sauce in that? It is Abuela's birthday that we're celebrating, and that's why we made these empanadas. So we're here with Abuela.
My mom is the best cook ever, and that's where I got my love of cooking and my love of food is from my mom.
Oh yeah. So you have to taste the empanada. You have to tell us.
I can't
Mama-
wait. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. She loves it.
This is excellent.
Nice.
It's
Very nice.
Abuela approved.
Is it Abuela approved?
It's Abuela
Yes, it is.
approved.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you say?
11.
Hey! Mama B, you're looking fantastic as always. Very excited about today. What are we making today?
We're gonna make chicken pot pie today. I get asked a lot for recipes of some of the dishes that I make, and I thought this would be a much easier way to share some of the food I love.
What can I help you with?
Absolutely nothing. I'll take care of it all.
Can I clean the chicken?
No. You do a lot of things great. Cooking isn't one of them. In this house, we leave the cooking to me, and let's keep it that way.
Let's see what you got.
All right. The first thing that you need is chicken. So I'm gonna be making 2 chicken pot pies, and so I use 3 chicken breasts. So I already rinsed them. And you drop it into hot water. So you're gonna bring the water to a boil. I don't add salt because there's gonna be plenty of salt in the soup and gravy that I'm gonna use later. So no salt, drop it into the water. And the reason why I boil the chicken and not saute it is because when you saute it, the outside of the chicken gets like crispy and hard, and I don't want it that texture. I want it soft. So when you pull apart the chicken, it's really soft, and that's what I want everyone to bite into. So you have 3 chicken breasts. I have cubed potatoes, about 2 cups of cubed potatoes. See, I cut it really small into cubes, and that's boiling. So with the potatoes, you want to cook it until it's firm, till the potato's cooked. You don't want it too soft. We don't want mashed potatoes. We want a nice piece of cooked potato in the end. And I also have frozen vegetables. So this is mixed vegetables. It has peas, it has green beans and corn and carrots. And this is what I like to use. So I use about 2 cups. And another thing about me is that I never measure anything. So I kind of eyeball everything. Sorry guys, I don't measure my measurements. But I'm gonna say...
I eyeballed everything too. I eyeballed Mama B when I met her.
Oh!
We got the vegetables in the pot.
And this is great because, whoops, that's quite a bit. You're getting veggies in there, you're getting chicken, and so it's like a complete meal. Who doesn't love chicken, potatoes, and veggies?
Chicken, potatoes, veggies.
Where we live, we have cream of chicken soup and this barbecue sauce. So you can use gravy if you want, but I love this barbecue sauce. I love the taste of it. So I add 1 can of this and 1 can of this. Don't add the water to the soup. You don't want to add water. And I have my pie shells. So again, where we live, I have tender flake, and this is just a regular pie shell. You can use it for pie, or you can use it for food. So in this case, I'm using this for the chicken pot pie, and you want to make sure you defrost the pie shells before you cook them.
And we'll make sure we have all the instructions in the description below.
Okay, so you got your 3 burners. Boil, boil, boil.
Boil.
No salt in anything.
No salt.
With chicken pot pie, you have the option of doing the filling and then just covering it with 1 piece of the dough. So some people like their chicken pot pie like that. I like crust on the bottom and crust on top. The more crust, the better. So that's why I have 4 out for 2 pies. But the bottom part of the chicken pot pie, we are going to cook before we put the filling in. And this is, I learned from experience, that if you put the filling in and this is not cooked, it doesn't cook afterwards. So we're gonna pop this in the oven. I have the oven at 400 to cook the pie shells. And we're gonna cook this while that is cooking as well. the chicken, you're going to cook approximately for 10 minutes on boil, and that's just to make sure it gets cooked entirely through. And the potatoes until they're cooked, and the vegetables, a good way of knowing when the vegetables are cooked is they'll come to the surface of the water, and that's when you know they're cooked.
Another thing you could do is chicken facial.
Don't do that.
Chicken face facial is
Don't
really...
do that. Thanks. So I pulled out the pie shells. They're cooked, as you can tell. They're nice and brown and toasty on the outside. You don't want to cook it too much, so that's perfect like that. And the reason why I put it on a cookie sheet is so that when I put the filling inside and I put it back in the oven, if it does boil over for whatever reason, it's not making a mess in your oven. It's going to go on the tray.
On the tray.
So remember what I said about the veggies? See, they're coming up to the surface. They're cooked probably about 10 minutes as well. And the potatoes, checking the potatoes, the fork's going through nicely. There we go. And the chicken's done too. So we're just going to start getting everything out. So chicken first.
So you're draining the chicken.
Draining the chicken. Yeah.
Do you have to cook the chicken, or is it you have to cook it anymore? You have to put it in the oven or something?
No, it's done. So
nice.
1, 2, hot. 3.
Feeling
okay?
hot, hot, hot.
Chicken's there.
Now those are some hot chickens. Do you have to like cut through it to see if it's like...
Yeah, I'm gonna tear it apart afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So you got the potatoes.
Mama B's gonna tear it up!
And you can drain it all in the same colander because it's all gonna go together anyways. Okay, got all the potatoes.
Chicken? Chicken and potatoes. Can't go wrong with that.
And...
Ain't nothing wrong with chicken and potatoes.
And you don't want any water in there because you want the gravy inside, so the liquid that's gonna go in the pie to be nice and thick. So make sure you get all the water out of your potatoes, all the water out of the chicken and the veggies, so that it's not watery inside the pie.
Nobody likes a watery pie.
Nobody wants a watery chicken pot pie. You want it creamy.
Yes.
So when you cut it,
Yes.
and everything comes out, the ooey gooiness.
Creamy goodness, gooiness. You know, if I was making a chicken pot pie, that's probably, I would do the same thing. That would...
Okay, Romeo.
Drain the veggies.
Done.
Okay.
See, Papa B, this is his job. I'm the cook. This is what Papa B does afterwards. He washes all the pots.
I'm the cleaner.
And he's a wonderful cleaner at that.
See that?
Okay.
I'm worth something. I'm useful. I'm a useful engine.
You are. You matter.
Thank you. I matter. I'm a useful engine.
The veggies and the potatoes.
Mixing it in the bowl.
Look at that beautiful color.
That is a nice color.
It's all about presentation too. Not really. It's about it tasting
It's about the
really
taste.
good.
It could probably look like, you know, all kinds of things, but as long as it tastes nice.
And it is a little bit of work, you know, it is a tiny bit of work because you have to cook everything separately and incorporate everything, but you know what? I promise you, it is worth it. So now we have the chicken. So my hands are washed. I always wash my hands in the kitchen, and you notice I tie my hair back because I always want my food to be clean. All I'm doing now is I'm tearing the chicken apart. I love finding nice big pieces of chicken in the chicken pot pie. I don't have to look for chicken in there. I want to find lots of chicken.
Well, Miss Monkey, how's it going?
Good.
And are you ready for the chicken pot pie?
No!
Whoa!
Gonna put my cupcake. Gonna put my cupcake.
Cupcake apron.
Cupcake apron.
Necessary.
Nessus what?
What is that? What is that? Is that your Miranda
That's
sings?
my Miranda sings.
Is that your Miranda? Okay, try Miranda sings impression.
Oh, what? What are you doing?
That's kind of Miranda. Is that a Miranda? Is that a good Miranda sings impression?
She's doing like me. Oh my god. She's so bad. She's so horrible.
Look at all that chicken. Those are some big pieces of chicken.
Yes. So we've got all the chicken here.
Okay.
So now we're gonna add the cream of chicken soup
Okay.
to this mix. Right in there.
Cream of chicken.
Try to get everything in there.
All right.
And then we're gonna add this amazing barbecue sauce or gravy, whatever you like to add in there.
That is nice.
See, that's an awesome consistency.
So you have the vegetables, the potatoes, the chicken, the gravy, and the cream of chicken.
Yep.
And you're mixing it up.
And now you mix it up.
That's the sound of love.
Love. That's the sound of love incorporating all together. Oh yeah.
With the chicken pot pie. Love. With the chicken pot pie.
That's amore. All right.
Pot pie.
So there you go. The gravy is everywhere.
It is.
Okay. I call it gravy. It's a soup and the gravy.
Soup. So
or
it's
barbecue sauce. It's all together now. Let's bring the pie shells back. And the oven is still at 400. Okay. And I know this looks like a lot of filling, but you'd be amazed how much can actually go in the pies. And I love having lots of filling in there. Okay, so we're gonna split it between the 3 chicken breasts. Yeah,
3 chicken breasts.
2 cups of potatoes and 2 cups of vegetables, give or take.
Wow.
And if you have leftover filling, you can eat it as well. You can put it over white rice. You can put it over some pasta.
Wow.
See, guys? Look at that. Oh,
Look at that.
oh, oh.
Look at that.
And it doesn't have to be totally flat. It can go a little bit over. See? Nothing gets wasted. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these shells on top.
Oh, okay, so those are the uncooked shells.
These are the uncooked ones.
Okay.
Very gently, you're gonna bring it off the pie plate.
Oh.
Okay, gentle, gentle, gentle. And you're going to cover it. Just like that. And then we're gonna seal it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at that, see? So you can,
like,
that's why the filling you can put really high, because this goes really high there as well. You can either just seal it with your fingers, push down on the edges, or if you want, you can get really fancy and do it with a fork.
That's how I do it.
Really? Really? I just want to show you how I'm closing this. I have this hand underneath. I'm just bringing up the dough because you have to be very gentle, okay? And I'm just using my finger to seal it, okay? Make sure it's all sealed so that the bubbly, beautiful mixture when it starts cooking in the oven doesn't come out. So you want to make sure it's all sealed. Again, I'm not using a fork for this. I'm just using my fingers. But if I had people coming over for dinner, then I would probably use a fork to make it nice and pretty. Very important, this part. You want to cut a few pieces into the pie shell so the steam can come out as well. Okay, and that's done. All the ingredients are cooked. So everything's cooked on the inside, the bottom is cooked. All you're doing is cooking the top part of the shell, that's it. Okay. So I would say about 10 to 15 minutes, keep an eye on it.
That is like the biggest chicken pot pie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is a massive chicken pot pie.
So leave it in there and we'll check on it in about 10 minutes.
Nice.
And then when it's cooked, I'll show you what it looks like.
Sweet. Woo, look at that. Is it almost time, Mama B?
Yeah.
It's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time. Wow.
So what I did was I cooked it for 20 minutes at 400 and then it still wasn't cooked, and I'm not a very patient person and I want to eat. I'm starving, I'm hungry. So I put the oven on broil, but you have to stay by your oven if you're going to put it on broil just to speed things up a little bit, and then it cooks the top part really nice. And again, everything's cooked inside. We just needed the top part of the shell to cook, and so it's a nice color. And this is gonna be super hot, so we wanna let this sit for a few minutes on the stove before you cut into it.
Whoa, what smells like heaven?
Mmm, chicken pot pie. That's what smells like heaven, my friend. Slickety slick, gonna be our taste tester. Are you ready for the chicken pot pie?
Yes.
Mr. Monkey, which one's yours?
Let's cut into this.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh my.
And then we use this.
Now that
Scoop the rest.
is a sweet looking chicken
See the steam?
pot pie. Wow, Mama Bee. That looks amazing.
Thanks.
Ladies first. Gentlemen second.
With her white gloves.
With her white gloves. You're having, how does it taste?
Why are you wearing your white gloves? Because I have cream.
Oh, you have cream in your
Oh.
hands. She's a special chicken pot pie tester with
It's
white
very,
gloves.
very defined. I love the taste of the peas. I'll get a little bit, I'll get a little scoop of each and every little thing in this, whatchamacallit.
The chicken pot pie judges, let's see what you have to say.
I think a 5-star.
5-star chicken pot pie. Mr. Monkey, let's get your thoughts on this chicken pot pie. That's fantastic. Anything else?
I love my mama's food.
Woo wee! Well, there you have it. That is the chicken pot pie. Special chicken pot pie from
Mama Bee.
Mama Bee.
I'm not a professional chef. I am a professional eater though. I love food and I love to serve food to the people I love the most. So from my kitchen to yours, bon appetit.
Let us know in the comments if you've enjoyed this video and if you want to see Mama Bee do more of these. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you.
Put the camera down, let's eat.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Monkey. Slickety slick. Happy Thanksgiving. Slickety slick. This is our first official Thanksgiving special with Mama Bee and Abuela, Mama Bee's mother. Hello.
Abuelo is here.
Abuelo's here somewhere. Happy Thanksgiving, Abuelo! Cheers, how are you? This is special. This is our first Thanksgiving Mama Bee Cooks special. And Mama Bee is going to be making, well, obviously with the family, with the monkeys, with Abuela. You guys are gonna be making what? Multi-generational. What are you gonna make?
Well, we're making a bunch of stuff. But we're gonna start obviously with the turkey because that's the biggest thing and it takes the most time in the oven.
Yes.
So that's the first thing that we're gonna do. And then we're gonna do a bunch of other things. So this is gonna be a really long video.
This is gonna be a long video.
Yes.
There's gonna be turkey, there's gonna be stuffing, there's gonna be desserts, there's gonna be charcuterie. Charcuterie? Can you say charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
What does charcuterie mean?
C'est une combination des fromages et
Les meats and cheeses.
and a whole bunch of yummy stuff.
And look at the star of the show. This is the turkey that we will be eating today.
This is the beautiful turkey.
Okay,
Can everybody wash their hands?
Yes.
are you sure? Let's see. Can I clear it?
They're washed. And they're cold.
Lavender. Mama Bee, take us to the journey of the Thanksgiving turkey.
Okay.
We have the famous bird. What do we do first?
So this is our recipe, or I should say my mom's recipe, based on tradition. So there's a million recipes you can do with turkey, but this is how we do it. And that is, we insert celery and fresh rosemary into the bird.
The cavity means the inside.
Right.
Yes.
For little kids that are watching this.
Yes.
You've got to feed that bird through its cavity. Oh yeah, Mama Bee doesn't even roll up her sleeves when she feeds birds.
The magic bullet here is a peeled apple.
Ah.
We like to use Macintosh because it's very
It's very
fall.
fall.
A peeled apple goes inside as well. It's
Right.
gonna tenderize the meat, and the rosemary is very aromatic, so it's gonna add a really nice flavor to it.
I've been using the apple for years and years.
Yes? Is it the same apple?
No, no.
We're gonna use butter, lots
Okay.
of butter.
Can I do it?
Lots of
So
butter.
you're gonna have a butter, you're gonna have a butter, and we're gonna butter everywhere you can the entire bird.
Oh, okay,
I'm
you're
gonna
putting
tuck
some-
it in.
Oh, it's
Tucking.
so wet. Oh, I feel like touching a naked. Should I put it inside?
Yeah, it's a
like-
bird. Butter the bird, butter the bird, butter the bird.
Stick it inside.
Look at you guys. You guys are like the champion butterers.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Okay,
It's like a gorilla. Ooh.
keep buttering.
Oh.
buttering.
Butter. It feels like a bird also. Ew.
It is a bird.
The turkey bones make such a good soup.
Woo!
You just add vegetables and let it cook.
Okay.
A
That's
couple
it?
of hours. and it's really tasty.
We've buttered the turkey. We've stuffed it.
This is how much salt? A good portion. And you're gonna start salting the entire bird. Sure, do you wanna help me? So this is about 8 kilos.
It's like about 45
About
pounds.
17, 18 pounds.
That is a 17-pound bird. So what's next?
So we have 3 bouillon cubes, chicken bouillon cubes.
Okay.
So Mr. Monkey, can you drop it in there? And you can drop those 2 in there.
And you just leave it on the tray. You don't have to rub the turkey with it.
No, apple juice. And we'll tell you when to stop.
Wow, apple juice.
Going. It's about 2 cups. It's
about 2
cups
cups
of apple juice and chicken broth.
Chicken broth.
Done. 2 cups of apple juice, 1 cup of chicken broth.
Wow.
And it's ready to go.
It is ready to go.
We're gonna add a few more pieces of butter.
Okay, so you guys are putting butter in the pan.
Right, because as it cooks, every 15 minutes or so, you're gonna get that liquid, you're gonna give the turkey a nice bath. You're gonna see that this skin starts to cook and it's gonna come apart, and you just keep bathing it in that water. And it's gonna be so tender, buttery, amazing, so juicy, delicious.
Mama B, give us the rundown of what is on and inside this turkey right now.
Inside is a peeled Macintosh apple. You can use any apple you want. Fresh rosemary, 1 celery stalk inside the cavity.
Butter. There's butter in there.
Lots of butter inside the bird and in the juice. Lots of salt. And there is chicken stock, apple juice, and chicken bouillon cubes inside the liquid, which is gonna serve as the gravy.
Oh.
We have the oven at 360 degrees, and it's gonna go for about 3.5 hours, this size.
Abuela, open sesame. Mama B's using her core.
Bye, turkey.
Bye, turkey. Did you guys say bye? Did you guys say bye to the turkey?
See you in 3 hours.
What are the appetizers for today?
Olives, crackers, cheese, meats, spring rolls, grapes, pita chips, samosa, yeah.
Wow, we have a lot to be thankful for. Mr. Monkey, what do you have to be thankful for?
I'm thankful for making our family members happy with all of our videos. I'm thankful also for having an amazing life and getting to spread all of our joy to you guys.
Oh.
And I'm also thankful for video games. I made my own sushi roll with cheese and prosciutto.
Tamarind
sauce. We have a coriander cilantro.
Wow.
And a spicy sweet and sour for the spring rolls.
Which one's your favorite?
The cilantro.
Cilantro. And you enjoy, everybody, while the bird gets cooked. It's been, sorry, how long?
About half an hour.
Half an hour, okay. It's starting to
And
get
we're
a
just
little...
basting. You can have one of those fancy things that sucks it and pours it, but those are a pain to clean. It's been about an hour 15 minutes, and it's getting a really nice color on top. Right? But now it's time to cover.
Time to get a little blanket.
Yeah, because you don't want it to like char.
Okay, Mama B told me to turn the camera back on because she's making the stuffing.
I also have regular stuffing for Mr. Monkey because he likes the boxed one, but this is a special one. So we have baguette, you know the baguette bread that comes in the bag. You cut it up. And you're gonna dry these in the oven. I like to drizzle a little bit of olive oil.
Okay, you chopped 1 onion, so you have, so far you have bread, onions.
Yeah, so the bread is in the oven.
How long are you toasting the bread for?
About 10 minutes, 10
Okay.
15 minutes. I have butter in my pan. About 2 tablespoons of butter. Put that in there.
This is a smorgasbord of cooking.
Yeah.
Celery's in.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cook that gently. I don't want the onions to burn. Pancetta.
Wow. What is
Right.
pancetta?
Pancetta is like a cured meat. Put that there. Italian sausages, and I'm gonna remove it from its casing. Like that.
Once the onions cook, the celery cooks, the pancetta cooks, the sausages, You pull out the bread after about 10 minutes in the oven. Everything's gonna go in the pan and Mama B's gonna mix it up. Mix it up, Mama B.
My boss is watching me.
How's everything so far?
Very, very good.
It's gonna be flavor.
Woo! How does that smell?
Flavorful. And I'm gonna add some salt. The drippings of the pancetta.
Oh, that's gold!
With the sausage. Oh my goodness. That's what they look like, right?
Nice, okay.
So now we're gonna start to combine. Okay. Done. Put in there. Combine.
Bring that gold over here, Mama B.
The gold. And the drippings. You gotta keep the drippings. So you're gonna mix it with the celery. Make sure it's all even. Okay. I get my egg. Pour that on top.
1 cup of chicken broth.
I'm gonna do 4 beautiful leaves of sage. Can't go wrong with fresh herbs. I'm gonna mix that again. See, all the juice that's on the bottom, that's gonna get soaked up by the bread. I'm gonna put some black pepper. To moisten, I'm gonna put butter. Butter, 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 butter.
And before it goes into the oven, Mama B, what's this?
Fresh parsley.
Oh.
We're gonna bake it for 30 minutes. That's it. So the turkey right now is still at 360. I'm gonna throw it in there at the same temperature because I can't change the temperature.
Okay, so this turkey's been in the oven for over 2 hours. Mama B's putting the stuffing in the oven.
See the turkey?
Let's see what the turkey's looking like after 2 hours in the oven. Oh, snippety, snippety. That's a good looking turkey.
So after 2 hours,
After 2 hours.
it looks like that.
Once in a while, you just gotta pour some juice on the turkey.
Now we're gonna reduce it to 350.
And you have the stuffing under.
And the stuffing is
And
there.
that's gonna go for about half an hour.
When that comes out, I'm gonna stick my sweet potatoes in there. We have potato peeling over here for the mashed potatoes. Thank you. We have,
The green bean station. I love doing the green beans.
so we're just cutting off the tips. Good job. You are an amazing chef. Chef!
Yes, chef.
Try not to drop the food on the floor, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Push it. Now you can peel it. Okay.
It's not just about the turkey and the stuffing, Mr. Monkey. Green beans
So-
with garlic.
Garlic, I put olive oil, and then I put water.
Wow.
So that way it's cooking with flavor.
And then there's potatoes. Then you have corn. You guys are cooking for 1,000 people. And there's corn.
Corn on the cob.
And there's green beans.
There's green beans.
Wow.
Okay.
This is all happening right now while we wait for the stuffing and the turkey that is in the oven.
So
You're
I
making the
chopped
mashed potatoes.
up- And I'm making baked sweet potatoes.
Oh my god. Oh, is that the stuffing?
Yes.
Did you pull the stuffing out of the oven?
Finished. Ready to go.
I could just eat this.
It's a whole day of cooking.
Okay, so Mama B chopped up the sweet potatoes and you've laid them out on the tray.
So they're just like cut about what? What is that? Like 1 inch?
There's like 6 of us, and Mama B, you're cooking for about
15?
35 people? We're gonna have leftovers for days, and I'm totally fine about that. What are you looking for, Mama B?
Why, you gonna find it for me? Let's play a game. Get Papa B to get a spice for you.
She's putting salt. I know that spice. Pepper.
Pepper.
Dun 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 dun.
We in the bed, want you to push it back. Who in my baby and not working up a sweat. This is paprika. Paprika for the freakas.
Paprika for the freakas.
Okay. First, I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon, just a tiny bit.
Abuelo is downstairs right now watching Narcos.
Now that's gonna go in the oven.
How long is it gonna go in the oven for?
Well, till it's tender when you stick a fork in it. 20, 25 minutes.
How's the turkey?
Oh, look.
Wow, look at that. Almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
And that turkey's looking fantastic.
Oh, look at that gravy. Oh. You can really smell the apple.
About 3.5 hours in the oven. Not that I'm ever gonna make one, but just so that you guys ever wanna, like, you know. It does smell like a restaurant in here.
Smells like a restaurant, baby.
The turkey's almost ready. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Which one would like to be for the turkey?
Oof, I like this one.
We peeled about 12 potatoes, boiled them, and I added about 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter. I like a lot of butter in my potatoes. Half a cup of milk. Like, I continue to add milk because I like them very soft, creamy. And I add nutmeg. Nutmeg gives it a really nice earthy taste, and salt to taste. So I salt it, and then I taste it, and then I see if I need more.
I'm trying to figure out who the 37 other people are coming to eat today. The Thanksgiving feast is ready. Mama B, I need to add some epic music to the display of food. Oh my goodness, check this out, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It is now time to feast.
Mama B
Wow.
cooks and
Mama B cooks.
And Miss
Mama
Monkey
B cooks, Miss Monkey cooks, Papa B and Mr. Monkey and Abuelo tastes. It's amazing. We hope you guys enjoyed this Thanksgiving feast.
Health, happiness, and peace.
Health, happiness, and peace. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We love you so much. Mwah! Happy Thanksgiving!
The chef approves.
Does the chef approve? Mm-hmm. Do you think I can make a good stuffing?
You make good videos.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the icon on the left and a little thingy will pop up and you get to subscribe. If you already have subscribed, please forget everything that I have just said.
What's that voice?
It's my radio voice.